Good morning, Bill. Good morning, everybody. Look at that. Look at all those likes, Waz. Look at all those likes. There's more likes than people. Good morning, Greenie. Derek Anderson. Good morning, Rossabelle. Rossabelle, are you in the United States and over 18? Yes or no? In the United States and over 18. Good morning, Jason. Rossabelle, what do you think? Hooked on trout. It's nice to see you. New York, okay, girl. You didn't have to tell us your age, but thank you. Derek Anderson wants to send you a package. He won a package here yesterday, if you remember, some supplemental supplements. And he wants me to send those to you if you're interested. So let me know and send me your address. Email me your address at the Detroit Mush Lab at gmail.com. It's a direct email straight to me. We don't do anything with your address. We're very we respect your privacy, etc. But if you send me your address, Derek Anderson's sending you his prize from yesterday. Thank you for doing that, Derek. I bet she'll like what you're sending her. Good morning, everybody. 34 people here already. Pound the like button or double tap your screen or do what you're supposed to do there. That was very kind of you, Derek. Thank you. You now have another good friend here. Yes, it was very sweet. If you knew Derek in person, it wouldn't even come close to surprising you. Just what a guy. Hello, Jesse. We believe you. Neo Simplex. Sue. Good morning, Sue. There you go. Chemical Odyssey. Good morning. I was reading about chemical odysseys the other day. Laura, are you going to have a divine day? Every time I see Laura, I think divine. It's pretty crazy. Good morning. Say good morning to each other. Give each other a hug. Pull someone's chair out so they can sit down comfortably. Sharpen your pencils. Get ready to have a good time. Good morning, T-Crew. On my IG yesterday, I posted the picture of our 4-year cake. Boy, did I get a lot of replies, and most of them came from you guys. Thank you so much. Good job. Good job. We're showing people out there what it looks like to be a good community of kindness. Way to do that. Way to support each other. Good morning. So, the Nature magazine released this little group of pictures. This picture right here, fat cell formation. Ultra high res shot of stem cells differentiating into fat tissue. It's taken by a stem cell biologist in Norway. Said it's one of the sharpest images ever captured. Stem cell, fat cells. What are you looking at here? What's that? What do you think that is in nature? I'm looking at it, I thought it was drowned rats, to be honest with you. I thought they were like rats, like got caught in the green paint, right? That's what I thought it was. It's called green juice. It's capybaras. Those are capybaras. They're not rats. And other wildlife were left covered in a green slime when a thick cyanobacteria formed a thick layer on the surface of Argentina's Salto Grande Lake. The massive bloom is a result of recent high temperatures and low rainfall. Poor little animals. What do you think you're looking at here? What are you looking at here? Is that true, Matthew? They're really sociable? We should have one for tea one of these days. What do you think this is? What do you think? It's pretty close, Pacers. It's pretty close. It's a Lego. It's a laser made out of Lego. Laser made out of Lego. It's a Lego, complete with fully functioning lasers, mirrors, and beam splitters. This Lego interferometer was designed by researchers in the UK. The model replicates more high-tech instruments that physicists use to probe materials, or even to measure the nearly imperceptible motions caused by gravitational rays. So I think Brock has a future. I think Brock has a future with his Lego set. What do you think this is? What do you think that is? Interferometer, right, Kenneth? Europe's most active volcano, Mount Etna, erupted in mid-February, releasing fiery rivers of lava and sending thick clouds of ash into the sky over Sicily. In the days following the eruption, scores of tourists flocked into the area to try to catch a glimpse of the spectacle, despite being warned to stay away. Look at that. That must be the crater down there. How about this? How about this? That looks like mold. It looks like cobweb molding. Looks like cobweb mold. Do you guys like these pictures? Only 5 people that like these pictures so far. We'll just scroll through a couple more pictures. This is that flower right there. That flower. It's called a fuzzy flower. Something like that. What's it called? The plant lives in arid, rocky environments and only blooms after the rain. How about this one? Right, Derek? Needs more FAE. Needs more water. Is my head? We should do a screenshot of that right there. Like, where's Pop's head? So this is cosmic bullseye. Using the Hubble Space Telescope, scientists captured the massive galaxy Leda 1313424, surrounded by 9 rings of stars. 9 rings of stars. The team nicknamed it Bullseye because a smaller patch shot through it. This guy. We're catching the bullseye at a very special moment in time, said astronomer Peter von Dulcum. There's a very narrow window after the impact when a galaxy like this would have so many rings. The bullseye is almost 5 times larger than our galaxy, measuring about, listen to how they measure it, 500,000 light years across. I think space is really big, you guys. This is a scroll that was burnt. What do you think this is? What do you think that is? Good morning, Four Leaf. What do you think that is? It's going to creep you out. It's going to freak you out. That's a snazzy slug. This strange-looking creature is Dodo greenamaria, a sea slug easily identified by the 6 donut-shaped structures on its back. These are serrata and an important feature of sea slug anatomy, often involved in breathing and digestion. A sea slug. Good morning. Thought you guys would be interested in those. I was going through the newsletter, Tricycle Day Today, and this article's in there about some really cool pictures. I opened it up, I go, ooh, wow, this is cool. Good morning out there to each and to every one of you. Let's do a top 10 guess and do a quick giveaway before we get started here. Yeah? Let's do a top 10. Top 10. Yesterday we talked about the top 10 fruit crops in the world. Today I want to name just the top 10 pear-producing countries. Which one's number 2 on the list? Pear-producing countries. First 3 people to get it right on my screen, we'll move forward to the spin to win round. Pear-producing countries. Excuse me. Pear producers. Number 2 on a list of 10. I picked number 2 off the list. Number 2. I haven't seen it yet. I really like pears too, HB. Joe D's. Joe D's. Oops. I shouldn't have said it so fast. Oops. HB. Oops. That was just the first one. I didn't see 2 more yet. Okay. Come on, quick. You guys can still answer just because I gave it away. There we go. Alternator. Can I cheat out? Yes, you can. And carnivorous. There we go. I blew that one. Pops, you're out of line. Okay, so here's the answers. Joe D's. Just look at Joe D's paper, and he'll tell you what the answer is. Number 10 was, Turkey. You bunch of Turks. Number 9, France. Number 8. How could Turkey be on the list again? They have Turkey on it again at 8. That doesn't make sense. 7, Argentina. 5. This whole thing was this one turned out to be number 7, Argentina. Number 6, Japan. Number 5, Germany. Number 4, Spain. Number 3, the United States. Number 2, Italy. Just ask Joe. And number 1, China. And China, it's not even close. China's like 3 times the amount of Italy. Okay? Good job. Joe D's, you get a play this time. Don't try to give it away. I haven't sent Joe anything in a while. These are going to be our 3 winners. We should just give it to Joe. But we're going to go ahead and spin. Joe D's, number 1. Jesse, way to check out Joe's sheet. Number 2. Good job, Jesse. And number 3, Carnivorous. Carnivorous said, hey, I think I know the answer. Carnivorous, you're number 3. Okay, so here we go. It's almost more fun that I blew this one. Here we go. Number 3, Carnivorous. Carnivorous. And he's eating pears? Carnivorous. Oh, that's kind of you, Joe. Carnivorous. I'll be waiting for an address from Carnivorous. So we can send him some supplements. They're all packaged, they're all ready to go. Okay? You got carnivore. Okay. We got Joe. I totally blew that one, didn't I? Give it to Joe D. No, Joe, you guys figure it out. You tell me who to give it to. Joe D. Okay, Pops. You blew that one. See if you can get the next one right. The good news is you're doing your best. Okay. Kleenex. I never knew this before. You guys ready? Oh yeah, Roosevelt and Carnivorous. Unless Carnivorous comes up with somebody else to send it to. Okay. Jesse, why do you have to tell us that? I think we believe you. Okay? I know Free, after 4 years, I'm still telling the answer. You try doing this every day. Okay? For 4 years. Oh, that was a gigantic... I am too right now, B. Hendricks. At this point, I'm starting to wonder. No. Free, it's not as easy as... I'm not acting like it's hard. Never mind. In 1924, Kleenex tissues were first introduced to the public. Kleenex. Isn't it interesting how it became its own brand name? Now any tissue in the world's a Kleenex, even if it's not Kleenex. It's funny how certain brands take over like that and they become the standard. HB thinks robots need love too, Jesse, so you're good. In 1924, Kleenex were the first introduced to the public. Check this out. I've never put these two together. However, they were intended to be used with cold cream to remove makeup and clean the face. That's what the clean part of Kleenex meant. The clean represented the physical clean itself, and the X part of the name was tied to the company's other popular and successful product at that time, the Kotex. Okay. That's something we all needed to know. Okay? Especially Jesus Christ in Australia. Clean X. X. Okay. How do you like this one? How do you like this one? When cologne was first marketed, cologne, in its early days, it was sold as protection Not something to attract you, but something to keep people away from you. People would actually drink and wear the eau de cologne, thinking it would keep them from getting the plague and keep people from wanting to be around them. You'd spritz yourself up so you stunk so bad, people didn't want to be around you. It's interesting. I think they still have a couple of those colognes out there. I was going through the store the other day. I didn't want to stand anywhere near the guy. Is this true? Who here lives in Ohio? Who here lives in Ohio? Any Ohioans, Buckeyes here? That's true, Justin. Are there any Buckeyes here? Give me a thumbs up. Notorious, you're a Buckeye? Listen to this. I didn't know this is true about your state. To publicly identify DUI offenders, Joe D's too, not offender, but he's in Ohio. To publicly identify DUI offenders, the state of Ohio issues them with scarlet letter license plates. Scarlet letter license plates. They are red on yellow plates that have been in use since 1967, but they've become compulsory since January 2014. Is that true? You guys have to drive around with a scarlet letter on you when you get busted? Driving under the influence? Is that a true story? There's a bright yellow one too? That's such a stigma, I guess. I mean, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't want to be political. I don't know how I feel about that. In 2017, a German company, I had a friend from Ohio lost a deal. I'm sorry, Derek. I'm sorry about that. Notorious says it's after multiple offenses, not a first timer. Jesse, I'm not going to say I hate them, but there's so many other ways to not have to drink and drive anymore. I mean, come on. Just call an Uber. Have a designated driver. In 2017, a German company created the first rope-free elevator system. It's able to go sideways as well as up and down. As well as up and down. Lynette, I'm sorry to hear that. There's no shame in shaming the drivers? Okay, all right. That's an interesting way. I mean, you blew it. You blew it big time. But I think you should be able to, at least after one offense, I think you get to learn a lesson, maybe. Multiples, man, we got a problem with that. The world's fastest lawnmower. The world's fastest lawnmower. They made it in Norway in collaboration with a company called Viking Garden Company. It's the world's fastest lawnmower, which can travel up to 132 miles an hour. Excuse me? Yeah, I'm going to get your lawn done in 3 minutes. 132 miles an hour. Are they actually mowing while they go? I could mow my way from here to Waz's house in about an hour and a half. It has a 408 horsepower, a V8 engine, and Formula 3 wheels. What? It's a race car. I want to drive it. I do. I swear I want to drive it. I didn't know this. If any of you English people out there, nerdy, I'll race you. Oh, does it have a flux capacitor? Yeah, that's fast. I've gone that fast on a motorcycle. Yep. I think we were up to about 148. Back when we were in the Marines, myself and a friend, I started doing trick riding. I was doing some trick riding on motorcycles. We could drive alongside each other on the highway. And at about 30, 35 miles an hour, I could get off my bike and onto his as he got over onto mine. We'd switch bikes, moving. I look back at the stuff I was doing back then, I go, did I want to die? I really wanted to. I didn't. When you're young like that, you wheelies for days going down the freeway. When you're like that, you're lucky you make it to 60 for your third life, okay? Wow, as I was Evel Knievel, we did some crazy stunts. Yeah, but that was the one, because you'd be in front of people, and then all of a sudden you're two bikes, and I'd step over, I got onto the back of his, and he'd always go onto the front of mine. Yep. Free. How crazy were we in our ute? How about this one? Anybody in England has to tell me if this is true. If some of you guys, speed was my game. I loved speed, not that other kind. I actually tried meth maybe 2 times, 3 times in my whole life. It was terrible. A friend of mine came over. He was going, you got to smoke this with me. I was in my late 20s. I was a wild man. I said, oh, what the heck? I only like smoking coke. No, you got to try this. It's going to be crazy. All right, let's take a couple of hits. It was in a glass thing. It was like on a Friday evening. This is a true story. Don't forget, back then, I think stuff might have been a little stronger. I didn't think they had put as much blow up and stuff in it like they do. Like we figured out how to do. This is a true story. It was the worst tasting thing I'd ever had. I go, this is terrible. Who wants to try this ever again? Friday evening. By Sunday afternoon, I had not slept, both of us, okay? And we went on a cleaning binge. Cleaning, scrubbing, wiping, doorknobs. I'm not done. It's Sunday midday. The house is so clean, it's shining. It's sparkling. We never sat down for 14. Clean. I don't know where the cleaning bug came from. Next thing you know, I'm out in the driveway with a shovel, but pointed into a shovel, trying to get the grass out of the cracks in the driveway. Okay? I mean, now it's yard time. Every leaf, there wasn't a leaf left. 2.5 day cleaning binge. Vacuuming the roof. Yep. Yeah, but it was so bad. And then I was finally able to go to sleep eventually one day. I go to sleep, and it's like, when I woke up, I felt like crap. I felt like a dog had driven me around. That was the worst. I'm like, why? Why do people do that? Okay, I like my house. It's really clean. But I'm never doing that again. It was terrible. I'm not proud of it. I'm not a fan. I don't recommend it. It's true, Free. I love what Derek said. I mean, we were vacuuming the roof. It was My friend Brad, Brad's such a good dude. We worked together. We partied together. Oh gosh. And you could, oh man, one other thing, you could drink beer for days and not even feel it. It's like I'm just renting this. Oh, beer was just like, oh, I'm never, ever. Because I'm making it sound romantic. I don't want it to. I want you guys to know it was terrible. It was the worst thing I'd ever done. But here I go confessing to my friends again. I do a lot of that here, don't I? I don't think, no, I don't. We never did it again. Never did it again. That was it. I was like, okay, my house is clean for the next 3.5 years. I'm not going to have, I don't have a weed growing anywhere. So we were good. Oh, Stuart, that's terrible. Herbie, I didn't know. We were bad. What were we thinking? Okay. I didn't mean to, I'm not romanticizing it by any means. I promise. Okay, I want you to know, Pops has been around. Pops is stupid as stupid gets. I've been stupid. Okay, that's great, Wazzy. That's great. I was never any kind of close to addicted, but that cocaine, that's a whole nother story. Okay. Okay. Let's do one final thing. If you're in England, Kimberly's like, you know what? Aspirin got me, you guys. I took a couple extra aspirin. There's nothing to miss about it, right? Nothing. Oh, good morning, Ireland. Good. Jeremy, thanks for being here this morning. You're in England. This gentleman right here is in Ireland. Is this true? In England, they call the ballpoint pen a biro. A biro. Might be biro, but B-I-R-O. They don't call it a ballpoint pen. They call it a biro or a bureau. It was invented by a Hungarian newspaper journalist, Laszlo Biro. Bic made the biro? Am I saying it right? Which is it, bureau or biro? Number one or number two? Bureau or biro? My brain says bureau. Mine does too. Is it bureau? Bureau? It's biro, number two. Okay. Thank you, Herbie. Herbie knows everything. Let's go to class. Wait. Now it's bureau. Kenneth says it's bureau. I'm confused. That's what I was worried about. I was worried I wouldn't get it. Let's go to class. We were talking about the life cycle of the basidiomycete. Basidiomycete life cycle. We're still here right now talking about the life cycle. Yesterday, the first thing we talked about, or the day before, was the spores. We talked about the spore. Now we're going to talk about this part right here. You say tomato, I say tomato. You say bureau, I say biro. Are you guys ready? Ready to go to school? From the center to the periphery. I'm in Radical Mycology, or the Radical Mycology book, written by Peter McCoy. Excellent book, excellent resource for us. A spore germinates and the world begins. Thin and singular, the life of the fungus erupts as a filament of tissue, otherwise known as the hypha. With its simple form and curious wandering nature, the hyphal bud is easy to overlook, merely another microbe among the millions. Yet each holds within itself the life of countless mycelial networks to come. To overlook the hypha in its singular is to overlook the unlimited potential of every child, each being shaped by the guidance of its environment. Only one cell wide, the hypha stem spans a mere 1/100th of a millimeter wide. 1/100th of a millimeter wide, the hypha strand. As it moves through the substrate, it is simultaneously the fungus's habitat and the source of nourishment. This is the hypha that is we have a substrate here. This is the guy that's going to weave itself all through the substrate. In the case of agar, it's laying right on top of the substrate. In the case of the grains, it's weaving through the grains. And in the case of cocoa, coir, it's weaving through the shredded and through some of the minerals that we've deposited in the substrate. But that's the hypha. This small size is efficient for the lifestyle of the fungus, as its high surface area allows for maximum exposure to the environment, while minimizing any crowding effects that the fungus may have on other species. The mycelium is as space efficient as the human circulatory system, the latter of which only takes up 5% of the human body, yet it's able to place a capillary no more than 3 or 4 cells apart. Likewise, more than 8 miles of mycelium may fill each cubic inch of soil. Eight miles of mycelium. Where is that again? Eight miles of mycelium in each cubic inch of soil. Yet the fungi in that cubic inch will only make up about 10% of that cubic inch. Even though it's a cubic inch and it's got 8 miles of mycelium in it, that's only 10% of what's in it. Okay. I think we have a lot of mycelium out there. Hyphal growth is an act of temporal and spatial expansion. As the mycelium moves forward, it grows apically, meaning from its tip or its apex. As the tip is added to, the hyphal sidewalls are cemented in place. Once constructed, these walls do not lengthen. During this process, the fungus does not create a chain of discrete, walled-off cells as one might expect. Rather, as the hypha extends, it constantly adds to its existing tissue, forming a singular, interconnected, and massive cell. Much like the wild river system, the mycelium flows as an open circulatory network of shared waters, nutrients, and information. This is fascinating. I don't know about you guys, but this blows my mind. Some fungi do form cross walls or septa in their hypha, giving each thread the appearance of being comprised of individual cells. However, these septi almost always have a large opening or a pore in their center that allows for the freedom of intramycelial contents. All glomerulomycotan fungi lack these cross walls entirely, giving them the appearance of non-constricted and well-connected arteries. These fungi also form mycorrhizae with 90% of plants and frequently share nutrients and fluids between dozens of plant partners connected through the mycelial network. He's 8 miles worth. He's going everywhere. I'm going to bring a little bit of nutrient as I'm moving forward. He moves forward. He's growing out the tip, apex. He's growing out his apex. He's moving around, and he's moving, and he's also moving and bringing nutrients to other plants and other stems and other roots that are in that other 90%. Whew. As the hypha grows through its environment, it seeks out water and food. The book, I see you guys asking about the book, Radical Mycology. The only place I really know of lately that I've been able to find it, if I was to recommend it, is on Etsy. It's about $60. It's about a $60 book, but it's worth every single penny of it. And the last I saw, there was somebody on Etsy was offering them. Okay? As the hypha grows through its environment, it seeks out water and food. Water is absorbed through the surface of the hypha, while nutrients are obtained by external digestion. These digestive enzymes are exuded primarily from the hyphal tip, and their composition varies in response to a given substrate. Different fungi eat different things. Some are rather picky eaters that have adapted to fill a specific niche. Others don't discriminate and will eat almost anything in their path. Regardless of their substrate, all mycelia rely heavily on their digestive enzymes to transform substrates into compounds that are small enough to absorb. Some of these enzymes are soluble and can travel easily through the environment. Others stay bound on the surface of the mycelium or to the substrate that they're touching, helping the fungus ensure they release nutrients that are not eaten by other microbes. To metabolize, is this interesting to you guys? There's about 3 more paragraphs talking about the hypha part, and then we'll move on to the next part tomorrow. Myceliation. Okay? There's about 3 more paragraphs here. To metabolize their substrate, fungi require oxygen, which is primarily taken in by diffusion. After the oxygen has gone through respiration in the hypha, it is expelled as CO2 that is later taken up by the plant tissues above the ground. That's fascinating right there, because we know the plants eat opposite of us. They like the CO2 and they expel the oxygen. And we take in oxygen and get rid of the CO2. So does the fungus. So when the fungus is taking in the oxygen by diffusion through the substrate, it's releasing the CO2, the carbon, and that's helping all the plants and fauna, the flora and fauna that it's releasing itself in. So it's creating CO2 right at the floor where things are germinating. As the fungus continues to travel onward, the byproducts of its digestion are left to permeate the environment, providing food for other organisms. What a cycle. The digestive enzymes of fungi, like all enzymes, are types of proteins used to start and/or speed up chemical reactions within or outside of cells. Enzyme production is a complex yet central process of all life. Enzymes are responsible for the vast majority of the work that occurs within cells. Without enzymes, life would not be able to occur. This is fascinating. Why didn't I pay more attention in biology? I was too busy. I wanted to go play rugby. Like all proteins, enzymes are built, folded, and moved around the cell through various stages, generally being first formed in an organella known as the endoplasmic reticulum, and then moved to another organelle, the Golgi apparatus. For most eukaryotes, the Golgi apparatus is the penultimate stop, where each protein is sorted and then shipped to its final position inside or outside of the cell. The digestive enzymes of fungi are typically found near the tips of growing hyphae. Spitzenkorper. We'll talk about more of that later. They are particularly large, with fungal cellulases being approximately, they give some wacko number that I can't even explain. Along with these enzymes, the hyphal tip is also rich in the compounds needed to dissolve and rebuild its cell membrane, and wall as the pressure of its intramycelial contents pushes it forward. It's shooting out enzymes out of the end tip, the apex of hyphae. It's shooting them out. It's shooting out enzymes. And it's fine. Oh, that tasted good. Let me try. And it's leaving behind one long single strand. And it's moving forward, and it's looking for more food, and it's looking for a place to continue to digest. And what it's leaving behind, especially if you're in a substrate, not just on an agar plate, it's leaving a bunch of undigested stuff behind that's good for the plant matter. Along with these enzymes, the hyphal tip is also rich in compounds. Okay, I read that. New materials add to the tip quickly, and they string to the side, and they become lateral walls that are then fixed in place. That's why you see at the center of an agar plate, that mycelium's fixed in place. It's not going anywhere, and it doesn't continue to grow. It's fixed. All of the outside strands are still making their move. They're still looking for food out of the tips. Destroying and creating itself as it searches through the world of its creation, the hyphae endlessly unfolds, just like the blooming of 1,000-petal lotus. Tomorrow we'll talk about the mystery of myceliation. It's the exact mechanism behind this tip building process, and it's one of the most inexplicable aspects of mycelial growth. Most theories on apical extension, that's the ones where it shoots out of the tip, most theories assume that the tip is dissolved and rebuilt by compounds in the dozens of small bubbles or vesicles that cluster at the hyphal apex. While this may be true to a degree, it does not explain many other strange phenomena that occur at the tip. We'll talk about those tomorrow. Okay? So we're getting started. We have a spore. That's our little starting point. And it's shooting out hyphae. And this hyphae is working its way through the substrates. And then we'll find out what happens tomorrow with it. I hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I enjoy it. We're starting right at the very beginning. We're going to go through the life cycle. Let's do another giveaway. Let's do another giveaway. Let's do another top 10. Let's do a top 10. Top 10. Toppy. Top. Ready for it? The first 3 people on my screen to get the answer correct. The first 3 people on my screen to get the answer correct, and I'll try not to blow it this time. We'll move forward to the spin to win round. If you've already spun today, Jody, Jesse, and Carnivorous, I'll ask you guys to understand, even if you're right, we'll pick someone else. Okay? The top 10 coconut producing countries in the world. What's number 1? Number 1. Coconut producing countries. Try not to Google it. Try not to Google it. Try to just guess. Okay, I have 3. And I didn't mess that one up. I didn't give you the answer ahead of time. But I'll give you the answer now. And then I'll tell you which 3 people on my screen said it first. Top 10 coconut producing countries in the world. Papua New Guinea, number 10. Brazil, number 9. Mexico, number 8. Vietnam, number 7. Malaysia. I don't know a Malaysian accent. Malaysia, number 6. Thailand, number 5. Sri Lanka, number 4. India, number 3. Philippines, number 2. And number 1, and it isn't even close. It's almost double the Philippines. Indonesia. I saw some of you people got that correct. Indonesia, number 1 in the world producing coconuts. I would have never guessed that in a million years. Okay. Stuart's number 1. Stuart, you were the first one on my screen to get it correct. Stuart. Funny Zenverse, you're number 2. Funny Zenny, you're number 2. And Neo Simplex. Neo, you're number 3. Okay? So here we go. Number 1, Stuart. Number 1, Stewie. Stuart Hughes. Let me get your address, Stewie. Stewie. Stuart. I'm sure he doesn't want to be called Stewie. Stuart Hughes, send me your address at the Detroit Mush Lab at gmail.com. And I will stew up a little bag of supplementals and I'll get that mailed right out to you. Let me ask you a question, Stuart. A real quick question. Stuart, these two bags weigh the same. This bag here, about 4 grams. And this bag here is about 4 grams. It's actually even a little more than 4. Stuart, which of these 2 bags would you prefer? You want this one. Okay. Consider it done. Consider it done. And then tomorrow we'll give that other one away. Okay? Tomorrow we'll give that other one away with some other stuff. Good deal. So listen to this. You're welcome, Stuart. Thank you for being here. I can't remember sending Stuart anything, at least for a long, long time, so I'm glad. Okay? And funny, you were that close. Keep trying. Molly Vass wrote this. I'm in the Book of Awakening by Mark Nepo today for a relatively quick reading, but it impacted me when I was searching for readings last night for today. I was like, Molly Vass wrote this. If you place two living heart cells from different people in a petri dish, they will in time find and maintain a third and common beat. What? Can you imagine that? Imagine you're a scientist and you can put a heart cell, a cell from a heart in this, and put another one right here. And in time, they end up beating together. Wow. This biological fact holds the secret of all relationships. It is cellular proof that beneath any resistance we might pose, and beyond all our attempts that fall short, there is in the very nature of life itself some essential joining force. This inborn ability to find and enliven a common beat is the miracle of love. So beautiful if you think about that. I hear what you're saying too. Crowds get the whole thing. This force is what makes compassion possible, even probable. For if two cells can find the common pulse beneath everything, how much more can full hearts feel when all excuses are taken away? I want to say that again. If two cells can find a common pulse beneath everything, how much more can two full hearts feel when we have no excuses? This drive toward a common beat is the force beneath curiosity, and it's the force beneath passion. It's what makes strangers talk to strangers, despite the discomfort. It is how we risk new knowledge. For being still enough, long enough, next to any living thing, we find a way to sing the one's voiceless song. Yet we often tire ourselves by fighting how our hearts want to join, seldom realizing that both strength and peace come from our hearts beating in unison with all that is alive. It feels incredibly uplifting that without even knowing each other, there exists a common beat between all the hearts, just waiting to be felt. God. Look at the world. They don't get it. We're not looking to have our hearts beat together. It brings to mind the time that the great poet, Pablo Neruda, near the end of his life, he stopped while traveling at the Lodo coal mine in rural Chile. He stood there stunned as a miner roughened and blackened by his work inside the earth. He strode straight for Neruda. He embraced him and he said, "I have known you for a long time, brother." Some random coal miner had more wisdom than some of the top scholar minds in the world. Perhaps Perhaps this is the secret. That every time we dare to voice what beats within, we invite some other cell of heart to find what lives between us and sing. It's good stuff. Our hearts beat together a lot here. I think there's a common beat. When I was reading that, I go, sounds like Tea Crew. Sounds like our hearts kind of get in a melody here. A symphony. And we sing together. We laugh, we cry, we make fun of pops. We listen to confessions, we tell the truth. And we find a commonality. Is it love and peace? Thank you for being here today. Remember how strong your heart is. Remember how strong your heart is, and you have a lot to give. Thanks, Duck Sauce. You have a lot to give out there. One little gift at a time. Just gift your time. Gift a heartbeat or two. Make a difference. Have a beautiful day, you guys. Our cells are beating together. I'll see you guys here tomorrow. We'll keep learning about myceliation. We'll keep having fun early in the morning, and then we'll keep learning how to practice being better, growing as a people. Have a great day. Have a really nice day when I say goodbye to Dirty Mob and B. Hendricks and Sue Littlemeyer. Thank you, Catzilla, Cat Meowzilla. Funny Zen verse. Waz, we sure are. I'm making them deeper and deeper every day. Croaky, croak them if you got them. Mark Zemmer and HP Duck Sauce, thank you. Joe D's. Adriel Endicott, thank you, sweetie. Bill D and Funny Zen verse. Lynette, thanks for being here. Neo Simplex, that close today, buddy. Melody Dawn, good morning. Croaky, free. Have a great, beautiful day. Duck Sauce Stewart. Cleany and Greeny. Cat Meowzilla Herbie and Melody Dawn. Kenneth Meyerson, Namaste. Derek Anderson. Mark Zamaron, Croaks. Uncle Paulie, Trenty the Trenterton. Nerdy and John Zook and Jonathan K. Alte. Nippy, hello, sweetie. Shy, have a great day, big guy. Mike Buddy Ball, Rob Tur, Calico Kid. Hello, Calico. Slim God, you be good. Sue Littlemeyer, Justin and Mushy. Michael Patterson, hello, Michael. Mike Buddy Ball. Don Fike and Joe Dees and Rodman and John Zook and Billy D and Rosabel Lizardo Rosario and Pacers and Glassick and Justin LaFlower. There it is. That's a nice one. Wazzy and Jimmy Max and Kimberly, IKA Bolden, Anthony the Big Man, Rodman and Joe Dees and Notorious Skater and Derek Anderson and Herbie and Anthony T and Cure and Wazzy and Sue. Pops, peace, be. Remember 4 things. We want to be impeccable, especially the power of our word. Remember the power of our word. Use it in such a positive and kind way. Forget that gossip crap. Forget making fun of people. Forget being mad with your words. Use them for good and kindness. Don't take things personal. Big deal. Expectations, they're basically a resentment hatching, ready to take over your life. And fourthly, do what we always try to do. Do your best. Have a great day. I'll see you guys here tomorrow.